afabi no de abon bra. Or say pray together daily. And you say one day pena and the one bumpy na the chair bumpy consistently when you say a boy be at 7 o'clock up. 7 o'clock and then they be a Bible story, a Bible story, you see a cream, they are bumpy, they actually are bravo, your bumpy. Don't let us shy away from sharing stories and answering questions, because that is the only one way, the one most important way. Uncle Anno who's okay. We are all trying to be perfect. You never see a saying and say, Uncle Anno who's Miss Ukraine, me struggles. Me from it's okay to say that maybe I can't feel so woman and you go to know maybe I miss me to say one. Those are the things I went through. This is we acquire me fast me go through my challenges. And also one ma omuni ebe yempen in pana so omuni mom Christian life no see. The next slide. The next slide now say, invite your children to your faith, not just by your words and directions, but through your positive actions. The nyame som no start from fear. And enkolano, so we try there, we say, akolano, I sorry them, we don't see much because say one Sabbath a week, and then enkolani share. But so we school more, so by akolano did, you know, and I said, some now enkolani kano. Emma will give you an idea about what is happening at home. Sometimes when Colin be to me, you so words, that's what you be able to say, hey, Nekos will feel there. And yet, like, you can really tell, say, this is what is going on. Who to me, who Akolai, one who feel Akolai, one of Akolai, showing that the Akolai at Sian, Akolai and Sian, because the Yantian, who one, no, so I can keep quiet, no, I can react. Okay, keep quiet at you. Oh, so, yeah, that's Uncle Annintel. Nti nyese wo kacha obone se tenase enyese new one wo adeba kona wo kacha akola nse enye bi na akola na ni tue pa say you are doing the same thing. Nti forget on tie ni awoka. There is no way workers so my bomb paisa na my akola me chere no me no course about school na ye kwa sorry David ni awo ka no enye no na o tie ni awo ye no or show de bia that story that kind or show every step in the way he's looking at you, or the new show, or Nasu you, or who Koma woody, or who some walker, or who reaction and see a banasani, you know, and as a woman, so you know, or carbonty, I wouldn't want no or display your mouth for say, this is what is going on. And it doesn't matter how umpire ultimately I should be a fleece or cowdy, but they be honest to be a wooden dinner. Na ama akwala or pick it, and that's a book or being and that's all akwala or walkland in channel. And all this be the planning epic. So we should also be mindful about say uncle for the try share ewo young columns and a bear positive impact ewo yembaso. And I say positive actions na can we na fee ebia yeah sorry me down pa him say sorry. You know the things that at least to me are supporting with spouse and also to me are supporting colano. Will feel more sorry and yaff na we know what one hour charm. Wouldn't and you maybe I wouldn't say be a bit me sorry in them, a bit breakfast, be a bit dry, be a you have all these things in place. We are bema no fear, which me be a mid meton your mamma, no more to me at no why I'm on tema sorry. It be a meb wall breakfast, it be a mid to me out to chinches, a crown or share what the collaboration between my men and papa. Now mo ye make sure say or more sorry kono a BCP na be anything would na ho obetia kolan sabe me na pebit me atia kolan sa because e pese do asrente but meanwhile no enuma esenka wo ya nka me mo do asrente no wanye nti right from then what the atianti na what the makola na akwaso akwa so oni say because what na wo hwe no oni a obehu na obeche say okay asoro no kwa na yekode bia na etia me ansa na mako na enije bia enim na me ni enije bia anti na ese me kwa asoro so right now no asoro no kwa me jai because I was not brought into church with love, and we should be very mindful say but asoro programs and I say ba sorry especially we should be very mindful about the process we go through saying kwa attention Nenko ye say ye penentem inti besimenko no bedi akwara atem na wo ye sorentem wouldn't so no way ye ntem all those things wo betumi aye se na bebre ya prevent say obe rushing kola na obe ka asembia en say obe kana ebe nyansen so wa kola no so. The next one is also teaching biblical values through love and example. So medican says it goes hand in hand. We are kola no nyame asem. Yeah, read the 10 Commandments. The America said 10 Commandments, no, it's the summary of the Bible. So Ubakura in which you can know 10 Commandments, and he knows exactly what to do because 10 Commandments need to make sure what exactly you have to live your life as a Christian. And see, akwara no watch and nyame some watch and 10 Commandments we na na say wo no wa wo no wonni sa wonyes can say na say wo ya ma akwara no hu say okay watch me but nya wo ye no wonye nti which means me so me wo chance me so me nyi a me twen me nyi a me ye nia me so me pese me ye nti wo de no wo ye one no kan hu sa akwara no show or they are doing statistics to we no be times 3 of what you did because nya wo ye no what the answer to no akwara no we very smart nti wo be feel so we de me ye akwara no we do ya akwara ohu bibia nya wo ye bia no ne nutrient no oh yeah no afa ho adwen say obey manache wo de and that is what you feel says best right you per say mba be chen into no nya oh yeah no obe chen wo na one shoni ya de bi no botan ti na nka ope say wo de akwa ndro na akwa no endro. I think there was a little immerse them in believing community and be active in their spiritual growth. This is very, very important. Say, we are very lucky, say, we see it takes a village to raise a child. We are very lucky we have a church, and I say a church, a community that really supports each other. You call adventurous you call weekend we month and you can really see say you can't say nana into us as like when you it's like what do you want us at and you do any part because there are certain things that we do in our church that some others don't do it. And see it made us really feel very proud. Say well sure we have a lot of resources and we have to use it and we are doing a lot for our kids. And see was our kind was our community we are ever supporting and I say the first one is participate fully with them in their church activities. It's very, very important. They be a make us opening what bravery so wouldn't papa ne bonnet. So this is the time where you have to invest in your children. So I know some parents still go to youth camp. I mean, even though they're a little bit older, but God bless you for doing that because so I'll call a year or call Sabasua and Akolano and Conco General Sabas school, especially when Akolani be a 2 or 3, 4, at least Akola bit me at an be your work 6 years, 5, 6 years, we need because school most of the time we need to meet an but or stock a crack, because interact with the child like as some cosm tea, that is when you take the sermon home, the map up to us will feel now. One more back number picking it's really helpful to the child. Into one akulani activity and kwatana baby your phone so and kwatana baby bonko moka say akulani teacher and I say on a class will be okay. No, pay attention on a class kwatana akulani chin tie your moka because akulani who said near all ye ne here whenever akula realizes say whatever they are doing is very important to them, they tend to do more and excel because who said near all parents will need you akwala ope wa asem no do no matter what because I would do odo and e dikin achichen ade achichen into no o pese de bio no e bibi obe please you into who say anomo we na mitu na ma manage ho ade bio pese o into be who say do class na akwala na amokaka bia because bibio person who say okay me so ha say ma me wa papa wa na say it doesn't matter if you mummy ni na muntu me nko it is great say mummy ni na metumi akọ but muntu ba one parent should dedicate and take it upon themselves say no matter where akwala na activities be bia me ne be ko so a minja no ho met na nchen na me focus so And so many will be dinkum, but I'll pay attention to what is going on and also play my part as a parent and to make sure say my family twaso. The next point was say sign them up in age appropriate church clubs and stay involved. Your call Mount Etna, people were sharing a lot of you realize most of them they were there because of their kids, because their kids were in the club and they were involved in it. And people had little kids and they be breastfeeding, but not. But I was like, yes, I don't need to bring a breastfeeding kid, but just to see people coming there to participate and do stuff and learn stuff to help their club, first of all, and to also help their family was just amazing. And akolano usano won't sign up for on a club. You focus on ABR school. It's great. But can who says a local hospital? Let's a doctor no show no it takes a little thing to kill you. So person okun a obeje won kwafi wose. It take a little inch but not wokun because one cochrane in step. Regardless of what we want our kids to do. So your person, your doctors, some your teachers, some your politicians, they can be whatever that they want to be. Education wise is great, but amonya me some say ma ya nchira kola no kwan so fa so a. They be no one we are going to end up raising people be they be no omo nia esen komo ye boa ye man na so omo ye boa and they will not do it because say nyamesro eni yemu. I'll pause here and we have, should I go on the next slide? Let me finish, right? It's on the next slide. Let me finish on this. No, can you go back, please? Yeah. Share Christ's love by learning to enjoy and participate what is important to your kids, guiding them through their Christian journey. Kind. Pathfinders, don't leave them in Pathfinders and just roam about. When you're mobile class, for mobile class, walk them inside. But no munching. Participate, sign up to do stuff, volunteer. Makolano who say, Nia Oyen, and who won't fast and then Aquano or putting in impact, say, okay, Mammy, John Penny Jones, so let me do more. No, meetings, I don't go sit down there for so, oh, they made the see my bros stage way so. Ese me call singing practice. Ese me call instruction. Ese me call honey. Ese me call bonk madam. Maubano at this moment, no, whatever that they are doing, no, you live your life for your kid. Ubani niya odum pempensubia unya ubium. It's going to get to a point your child will never need unya ubium because our presence, no, any impact because we are fun adwene person fan ewie nti wo fa wo so akola ne nsa ye kwa adventures wo na akotena ne nche yesua den yesu oh okay ye de beko fie du fie beto aso we be teacher ne oh den ko sam bi wa metimi aboa. There is one lady I see mom bi wa metimi twetwa and as mom printing person mom or lies or no be who say see me printing person sister you know like she wants to do something who say no make us be no go say they would remember print me to me print person like she wants to do something. That is what we want parents to do something. Ma obani who say on for who say o kaka ho and say wo kasem and say wakotena asori dem no obani woja no na we don't know where your child is. And the real say we are all big church family and we want everybody to support about 1 minute of your life. We don't know akola idea better na ebenya effect on the life for the rest of the life. And see about sorry, we should participate in what is very important to our kids. Children's church, come to the church, but now say, and now can participate. See, it's okay that one Sabbath, one got transferred the there's nothing wrong. That one Sabbath, one to you, there's nothing wrong. That one Sabbath, one called a cancer singing band practice and so whatever it is, there's nothing wrong. That one Sabbath, one kosra will be there's nothing wrong with it because we'll assurance that we feel. And so we fear and also want to me and manage you fear. Then bium and now yeah they quite use. I don't think say Nami anybody won't say near or their say and some ye be energy musa ya think say okay obi beye ntimi nkoye they be pay attention your free meetings up join in. So yeah, we join in school meetings no. join in church meetings, because we hear spiritual growth, but we hear education to make your child very successful in life. But the next slide. The next slide will say, how does involvement in the Adventure and PF ministries impact children's spiritual growth and family life? Your sisters be or and I see your parents be a person almost share the impact some involvement in their kids' life, spiritual growth from Pathfinders and PF ministries. No, I'm parental life and also the spiritual growth of their kids. But your Sister Agnes and I say Auntie Christy be a bit me I started.
Sister Eunice and Dorinda, thank you for having us tonight. I think that most of the examples are personally from my perspective. You guys have shared it beautifully. Like Yemano, they learn by example. I've made a conscious decision, say whatever activities my kids are involved in, I will be involved in it, irrespective of what's going on. Like Moka, we're very fortunate, and I was there with you this weekend, although we're in different classes. Elder Prince and Sister Dorinda did one of the seminars, but from some of the questions from different churches within the Chesapeake Conference, it made me realize how privileged we are at Washington Ghana Church about some of the activities that is available for our kids to be able to grow spiritually and in our home as well. Memano, they all started with Adventurous, of course, and then Caitlin moved on to Pathfinder. But one thing I'm realizing, the Adventurous books, it's the Eunice on the team, at the Maomono, is very, the way I'm laying, that out, it really helps the kids both spiritually and like how to work as a team, to learn about nature, things around them, to be respectful. Into say, the work in a if I meet seminar, go through, and they ask a lot of questions. Me realize this, I got involved. I started teaching one of the classes. This is a way for me to connect with my kids. So Granny who said, "Oh, mommy, like I think some my check class, my check column class," and when they realize, oh, a time and I'm the teacher, they're very excited to go to class, and to tell their friends, say, I'm their mom, like my mom is teaching the class. Like recently, I'm not sure, induction for Pathfinder and the Adventurous a couple of weeks ago. Time Sister Dorinda started mentioning the candidates on personal master guide class. All the kids were so excited that their parents, their aunties, the big sisters were involved. Like they were almost you can tell that they like a feeling of like said, okay, it's important too, because even my mom is doing it. Like your Beth, Caitlin was very excited. Oh, mommy, let's learn the drills. Of course, Minya very good at the drills. Been salute no cry anything. But she was very excited. This weekend, they kept calling, oh, what are you learning? Who's there? Is this auntie there? Is that auntie there? Oh, mommy, are you coming to my class? Are you coming to classerie? So right there and then, it makes me feel, so, okay, I'm living by example to my kids. I want my kids to be involved, just like Omoko School, I am very involved with the school, emailing the teachers. It shouldn't stop there. This is part of their growth too, a very important part of their growth. Into working together with the leadership of the Adventurous Pathfinders is definitely helped us a lot. Like we had the opportunity for Caitlin to be part of PBE Bible Bowl last year. And although, it's a lot of work, but even spiritually for me, like she did Joshua, and some of the verses I had probably read and forgotten, but by actually studying with her, we were able to ask questions. I think there was a verse where he still like the children, the children's children, everybody in the family basically was stoned because one person did something wrong. And it was funny how Callum and Casey would sit there and be like, hey, mommy, so if it's a Caitlin, yeah, be wrong, does that mean it affect all of us? The kids were able to now apply some of the things Caitlin was learning by herself in Pathfinders for Bible Bowl, but the whole family was involved. We sit in the car, we all listened to it on the on YouTube, a place in the car for all of us to hear. We just started Bible Bowl again, and Caitlin made a comment, oh, when you study with me, I'm able to memorize it better because you're able to like tell me what it is and I'm able to ask you questions. See, it's extremely important. Yeah, a lot of parents, in fact, some of the stuff they said was, especially for adventurers, they assume and say every family or every parent or a parent comes to the class. Helping hands. The assumption is, in adventurous, I'm taking my kid to the class. A lot of the times, from a parent's perspective, and also as one of the teachers in adventurous, sometimes if you even you don't even get people to come. But most of our meetings are done at church, and the parents are still on site because I have their kids, but I can't find the parents. So if as a parent, I'm not involved, how do I know right? I need to be involved. And I feel like being involved is positively impacted my kids. It's made them more excited and motivated to do and to come to church and be part of activities. Seeing like the aunties, Dorinda and Eunice and all the aunties involved, Auntie Michelle, Julie, like it's made them more excited because they see, okay, our parents are not just making us do stuff. And I Auntie for they're not just requiring so much over there. We're actually seeing them leading by example and doing it too. And we can see the impact they have on some of our kids. So to cut story short, because I've just talked a lot, I know, I apologize. Get involved. It's a commitment you have to make. Sometimes there's certain things we have to cut short. And I'm not saying any ministry is important. It is. But these kids have been given to us for a reason. We have to impact on them. And if it means you're sacrificing something so you can be there for your kids, then please do it. Signing up for Adventures and Pathfinders we learned this weekend, it's not a babysitter's club. Okay, you, the parent, it's a club. You have to commit to, like, your forms there's a commitment from you, the parent, that you want to be involved, that you want to help the leaders to grow these clubs. And I know that from what I saw this weekend and some of the things the area coordinators personally said to me, they're so proud of what we're doing at Washington Ghana Church. And I heard that from multiple people. Oh yeah, we're so happy. Your kids are this, your kids are that. Like, you guys are doing so much. But I think we can't do that without all of us involvement. So that's my bit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Auntie Christine Pashova. Thank you.
Hello. I'm say Auntie Agam said I can't say but make be aka home. What menka?
Try it on.
Try.
I'm say waka but there's couple things me person me add to it. It is said the munyina modi kan aka asa na mekasa no me person me fa kwan so na me da adventure ne Pathfinder for leadership masepa because impact mama anya won kra na so na e bebre enti me fa sa kwan so na madam nyina mase se for my dedication na mu Nyankopon afa mo so na oye nkwa ne mu adwuma. It said the Auntie Dorinda kan no Proverbs 22:6 say yenchira bofra ne kwan a won fa so no wonyina wanye dey wan free ho. And no try say as awofo no your responsibility say e was see a lead your kids e koma Nyankopon ye de lead wo mo see e de o ma ba wi ase no your responsibility. I said say you didn't cry and you saw on sat near Chom crying or more befaso, send your bear on bit me a day. Who yankopon. And you know, and I'm saying your responsibility say as a parent to say, you was here day your man ko yankopon hono. Sometimes I am not adding because say you bills here. You will never be bill honoma and cry can cry. And you know, be the entire don't be share. Nina, as I say, and you provide them all. At the same time, when I was say a balance your work life, any your parenting, because there be a can say the need see a juma soa. A bedroom baby no. Your bedroom, you scan ye benya view, but or mammy because him you say a oba room how ye juma sa officer. Me ye juma in Nigeria also me ye juma sa send a beya me ba ebenya better life. By the end of the day, no, because I know when you're involved with the child life, no, when you're scanning view, by the end of the day, every week you be like every twice a day, no, or twice a week, you know, also of course surrounded with jail. And because of that, and into Onyasu when you're scanning be but the banner on your coupon the man on my every to say when you're marry a man, you're a chedia on your coupon their mind. And you know, I was here involved, I was in crown life. Nyamiadum or the Pathfinder any adventures are mine. And any dedicated leaders are almost involved on person much a man into my person make can say yen take advantage of leadership your leadership ayanyano ya sorry hono true Pathfinder any adventure na yemma mano yemfa ye mano enye de enkonyankopon chen et said the dachi bia ni nim se bebu ye mano ho ayeden akonta enti na wose ye involve on kra no enema bebe mu te said anti ageka no sometimes no enye se bia se bi awofo bi omudi akiri ne bia se bi omuni adwuma na se bia omuni bills bitrio but opese utiminya bibi ma wo ma no ahyase no enti wo kire wo kwan a se wo mususu wo kire wo kwan a wo befa so a omunyini a wo be bi kra na se bi se boyere wo ya mo hihyo because say one man no ahyase no enti unim say okay say asimasi ko bi okọ college bia this time no me worry about the oil because meaning say my man no a friend is saying ahyase no say obetimi survive. That doesn't mean say akrabia woman ahyase ni bia na at the end of the day no or come back with them can do no matter what you do they will still do whatever they want to do. But as a parent, you know, your responsibility say I was here try your man require emphasis. I had to say a dear pastor was sorry. So pastor was sorry, so one show say okay. A dear only the LED and one show say a dear ABCD na was say a nyame FCA. Nesse or try so be or the corner because say dear fear and I say be better sentia. The end of the day, no only the Jacob when somebody move. Or into no Yakopon baby son, it is a your man of your man so see a foul mosa. Yen show more pine or monfaso, no munia or more free. We was said ya, why was said ye. No matter what they are planning, baby, no, Eden, ya, or Yakopon himself, why was said ye. And you know, your core leadership for this weekend, no, my maybe share the experience now, it was so touching. Or say, Oba sorry anymore. Now we're involved with a sorry program, but be binting or Eden, or free moon. Na wasaba sorry mu because send the back the way and the best behave within waba sorry mu because say or person the best have join the Pathfinder. And I was so now say oh wow internet say yeah it is I say idea a down as an office say oh it's nothing but for sure experience I hope I say people are involved in it on my life for leaders are on betting ya boy on betting ya lady a man I was seeing so you take advantage in a day. Yede ekonyankopon enchen na enwumre no enam say minya ankra say wo say me beka one or two things no me imagine say me bisa me ma no say e kwan ben so na Pathfinder I impact on my life Pathfinder na adventure impact on my life enye me as a parent me hu dia ya ma wo but na me pese me yede me ti free wo enchen ba ko say me mo mudi but me ba ko say or say a adventure, any Pathfinder. I'm going to share how to be teamwork through a group activity. Obinso say, I share know how to be kind. Obinso say, Abuano, I'm say obetimi aboa omo a omo ye dey omo hia boa true example Nyankopon ye dey echre emayen obi nso say aboa no say or share the owo with others but also say impact no true Bible bow by Bible bow no there's so many verses I dem awon enti usua you have to memorize it enti no see ni papa no say time usua Bible bow no eboa no man spiritual life any the new growth no enyi ni Onyankopon mu enti na fe so e man connect with Christ through a Bible bow study any a devotion. Obi also say increasing the socialization through teamwork to meet new people. Obi also say the outreach. Now, make a kakra for outreach. I think say a year or 2 years ago, almost call outreach war and Crabbe said 5 almost outreach war bottom. Now, mobile, about could be occasion say, wow, mommy. It was semi then me as a semitimia baby, Eddie Mitito. Because you're quite an uncle more bottom like they almost treat him a bit more any but me call almost attach him say I was so happy say I was able to give them something. Oh, it's my sabi say a pathfinder just like it was so many a year advantage a warm aiding Emma and Crano. And today, me person can say, you take advantage of Pathfinder any adventure programs or more. You know, so many programs are. And I say you're for hiking. So I mean for best since I'm back when we go hiking that through Ghana. But then I was able to go we go hiking and then places they do on because of say who involve who do planning for them and my own who near my baby. Then I mean call that and yet Bible a year I can name them back. Oh, and you know. So we involve on and never be able to who say, oh, me we involve it made them so happy. Say, kind of almost say, and I feel so the Americans are crown say, we don't just sign them so oh, corner a Bible book. They do meetings once a month. You make sure say, even on my penny for make sure so my log in or my school or my activities that's one way to get on answer. Don't just leave them. Always you have to make sure say you stay with them and whatever question they might have, more discuss it, then Obia Enyana ho entiasie. And you know, the person did track to one, so they said, and then baby, a club, okay, a club. Now you got it, say you just say 150 for a Pathfinder. So we said, because 150, what's $150? Okay, you know, a McDonald's and actually filet, you can just spend like a $6, everything will go. So yeah, it's sort of be a dreaming sky bit here because say, oh, yeah, a club is supposed to be free, but so PS can and my way involved. Okay, we'll be in one more person or the service about to right? And you know, it's a commitment. And you know, service my name, you say, oh, it be a PS can you know, me band we will see so many benefits. When you couple be na me lead this no so e be my man no nti ka na person me kan no em se makasa be but mo fa nche nti na say dem kaka mo kan no be da mase.
Thank you so much, Auntie Christy.
Thank you, Auntie Christy.
Yeah.
Dr. Pachon, go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Sonia Yidi Kankano. We just wanted to summarize everything. Say, yan tissue krana. You encourage your faith through love. Say, you do ebesity and call and ewofi. Teaching through our actions, daily spiritual practices, and participating in activities together. A bit of say when you are with your kids, and say one more year the involvement. Yes, and main mommy Casa Crown from Auntie Agnes, Sister Agnes, and Sister Christy. The mom can excel. A mom is successful in whatever that they are doing. I mean, Jenny say, your president or what so any ye can say or more celebrities or more areas no ubi so be a question and as ubi so more they will tell you say there was an adult or realizes say commitment is very important or realizes say I will go with you in any mile or realizes say I did be away or bravo say your schoolwork say when you so whatever there is that dedicated parent or no who is civil both and they make maybe an mummy and moon to moon because if you be in the back, you may demand but should be less demanding to make sure say and colana say bema say your bar which whoever that is available should make sure say and colano munyame som is very, very important. Send a be your bon colano, the which me a lady to nyankopon. Say what children's church, say children's ministry, say pathfinder, say adventures, whatever that in colana, was already them just don't leave them like that because one prepare more, you are leading them to fail. But when you are let's say we prepare more and colana very successful. Uko school more and teacher for no omonya but we put things in place to make it successful. And the things that we do no kran MCC can come to your cran so because and nyoma omo ye no ebro nya sika na yetua ma teacher for no but teacher ni be make sure say akola no me hu se bibi e wo no mu me boa no makola na du pepen so so the binti na ebia no abom de and there are a lot of teachers ni be your co internet o teacher we boa me saa so na e pese e hu say na ye was already no bring good parents no you have to be involved so bo akola no na wo so akola no nsa na wo ye involved in na ye na enko nkotena wo keke enko embegya akola no nsi asori down na enko dante na ensa mba fa oba ensa na for program na enye wadwen say you're just going to come lead the child there for us to teach your child and lead the child but you're making sure say you be na say ye na ya support to be side by side to lead our children to Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. I wanted to just add on to parent involvement, no. At least as a staff and leaders on this side, no, we see a big, big difference in parents who are involved in with their kids in the ministry. You see a huge difference because as Sister again and Auntie Christy have already mentioned it, but our curriculums can be very intense. But it makes a huge difference when the parents do it with them. And you see in the kids that get invested at the end of the PF and Adventure year, no, you can tell who gets invested based on the amount of parental involvement that they had, because it's very rewarding, really. And to see the kids finish their adventure books and come up to collect their patches with their parents, or to see the Pathfinders come up to collect their pins, it's very fulfilling. And I'm sure the kids that work with their parents are even more happy that they got to have this experience, not only by themselves, but by their parents' help. So by God's grace, we'll be able to help lead our children ultimately to Christ. And we wanted to just take, I know time is almost up, but maybe one or two contributions. Anyone has a question or contribution?
Bajo menkasa kakra.
Patron with Yakasa.
Yeah, kakra me can say parents, I think that I was saying in your time on my yemma. Shaka meeting you can buy a call ye with the same school. Just a baby I swear the end will be a corny baby uncle. Parents in a baby will come meeting a baby a woman may swear the corano. Yentimi and my one for ye near me say. So me bay will call lectures. A dear na me bane ye dear na me bani swear. Just walking distance or just a few walking a bit media rademo. Ababa shania woma ye. By ye my ya diana ye ne come meeting no. Ye ne G and no be brave ye mana ye tree sika so monko youth camp no. Mekaisa me start ya youth camp ye baye. Me man catch me ma no come meeting. We don't need you here. Ashasi and an edin, but him casa men kokra no more pushing and me kaisa me baba. Me started you campus and more can say, hey, mammy be dear. I was a meeting me and tell my colleges, and yes, idea any assembly waha. I say it made the whom be tall warm so. A man ye tree as he casa or monconco yeno. No mudim the cap as so moko. Mako you campus and send me bear crumha. Eddie ababis in a yedi entera, a mementera. Menenya de me join the youth choir because me pese baby a me ma wo bia no me nso me ko hobie me a wo mo ye na me pese me hu ni a wo mo ye enti ya na edi hu bi anase edi ade bi to wo mo so ma ade a wo mo ye no Omo de anigye eye. Etimi aboa me pa wo me ma ne ho bebree. Aboa me bebree wo saa de no ho. Enti aduru bra yensusu ma yen ni nyi yen mpanyimfo no de ebeboa yen no. Ye kam meeting ne ye ma no wo youth camp a yen sai bre. Yen kɔ hɔ. Yen kɔhwɛ ne aye ma ne eye. Bisa nkwara ne bebree no eya na ha adwen sɛ nya ne maame no na wokɔka n'asɛm a ani akwara ne de bɛhwɛ no de ɔbɛyɛ wɔ no efiri na kora wo nka akwara n'asɛm biem ba sɛ yɛ ɔno a ne maame ana ne papa de a obɛtie o de mesrɛ mu aduru bra ɛwɔ sɛ nneɛma ɛbɛboa yɛn awofo yɛsua bebree yɛ mma ne ne ade a wɔn mu nyini ba a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛma wɔn mu hu asafo ne mu nneɛma yɛgya berɛ tɔ nneɛma ma wɔn mu tua sika monkɔ youth camp monkɔ ha but yɛn ankasa yɛnim de yɛn nkwara ne yɛ wɔ hɔ te yɛsrɛ mu paa sɛ minimum sɛ next year youth camp de ebenya awofo bebree abɛtena wɔ mo ma nkyɛn na wɔn ahwɛ ne wɔn mɛyɛ na sɛ kɔba saa nso a oba no ɔkɔ a minimum kwara bebree a wɔn kɔɔ yɛ ntaade a wɔn de kɔɔ yɛ no ɛnyɛ parents na ɛtɔ maa wɔn nam fufuo na wɔn de sika maa wɔn wɔ daeɛ ɛna wɔn bɛhyia no wɔ camp hɔ gyeeɛ because mihu kwara bebree ataade a na ɛhyɛ wɔn mihu sɛ wɔn ahyɛ bi wɔ asɔre hɔ da asɛm a baako obi ka kyerɛ me a ne sɛ obi wɔ hɔ a wɔn maame nkyɛke ne hwee nti saa akwara no na wɔn de sika ama no na wɔda ataade na wɔde aba ɔbaa na wɔbɛhyehyɛ youth camp na ɛsɔ ne pa maame no wɔanhu no because onye involve wɔ akwara no baabi a na wɔkɔ ti yɛsrɛ mu sɛ aduru time a moma yɛ die nsusu nhia yɛn na yɛnni yɛn mma n'akyi baabi a wɔn kɔ no na bɛma yɛn mma no nsesaeɛ bebree bɛba wɔn abrabɔ mu meda mo ase.
Thank you, Mama. Pacho.
I'm raising my hand. My name is Abaya.
Oh, okay. Auntie Pacho. Zoom user Pacho Ria then Auntie Pacho with me akasa.
Also for Poko Admani.
Oh, Pacho. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I did about one. So make a the anti-American say. Yes, sir. Our phone say. Sir Moko Nkwalamu and I say Moko Samoko visit Omo Amosha Mumana. Mofa Ibu Emampen Mrantian. Umkasa Akuma so antre Mrantian. Mamon Nane Abufu Bia. We say Nkwalana Omudion Bamukram no Mutifia Yanam who said you must sit here. Tigodu maybe na obi eshoba wa sorema na oti wona utie na bia de ketwe bi esinya be ka che na de bufu aba na kese nipa no be ka che na se be wa mana ye fu nti misrewa misremu nyina se odo bako asori ne be frafa akuma anigye so ba be hia akba na oba no ne bofu kura re fa anigye so hia na wo ma wo no so no fa ebu ma wo se be ya ombenya ope ne akuma pa de ahwe nkola na mai.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Auntie B. Pacho, your last one.
Say, okay. Have parents' involvement, also, adventure name in a club. But me who said, me shed me call other churches and me quabble for us, but meaning say, your parents be an oil, sorry, of course, like go church. So bad they be also, me was scheduled so. It was a meko. And you know, we bet me in such a way say, parents no be who say, a beer, omu rotate. And there's a commitment. So, we just say, or no, I'm rather volunteer, a todana, Eddie, but what in share schedule say, about club Nimuntin, we a club member. And to be a dating for the month of we know, it be a bedroom so. And I think there's a way in the son parent in the share calendar, so time will be swan. My reminding say a week we know, or can volunteers on. Kisanya actually I scared a children's department, I think say a beb wama parents need you or bet me abe involved. Go or mother or ba first time no happier. Who wants or bet to us waba. It is a bit me I scared to be sa my parents and who say was home ba. Not a committee home, meaning if you have something like that already in place. But people don't stick to it.
Yeah, thank you, Auntie. Yeah, we do have a schedule. We actually have a very strict schedule that we use for the kind of programming that we have. So drills for Bible Bowl, there's different scheduling. The thing with us, Nse, and I'm sure Children's Ministry is also doing this, we're encouraging parental involvement, but when you become a volunteer, we do expect that you do, we're not just allowing just anyone to become a volunteer, if that makes sense. We want to make sure that, one, you meet the requirements for the conference. We're doing a background check and doing the Sterling volunteer thing. You become a staff. So it's not that, yes, we want the parents to be involved and you become part of the team, but there are also certain things that we want to make sure that you do have in order to be able to participate. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, because any parents involved at the same time, so no what criteria for selecting parents now men said they are not necessarily volunteers. More volunteers are more training or more lessons, those ones are different. But say parents is baby involved at say parent do hard, they will just come and sit there eating a bahon. Is that what you are talking about? Because more can say parent involvement. Not all parents can be volunteers. But some parents can be encouraged to just be in the class.
Yeah, so with that, no, we have staff, so that's different. But in terms of if your child is in a certain class, you at least have to know what is happening in that class, right? You have to know what assignments the child is doing. If we're going on a trip, you should be able to go with the child. Those ones, no, you're doing your responsibility as a parent.
They don't necessarily have to be in the classroom.
No, Auntie being part of kasa.
Maybe some run a class because someone in how. Because someone say a parent involvement, but someone say volunteers. Volunteers have to meet a criteria. Different. Now, your parents, no so maybe I don't know. Say, parents need just have to be there for the children. And then I know I'm person who say parents being there, just in the class and see what their children are doing, and not more kind of.
Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Kasa, as a parent, you have to be there for your child. You have to be there to support, to show support for your child. In terms of being there, you're not being there to serve everybody's child, if it makes sense. So it's not, you're there for your child. And what your child is supposed to be doing, you're making sure that your child is doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay, to being there, is supporting your child to do what they are, not physically being there in the classroom.
No, Auntie B, let me come.
That's a confusion.
Ma Mary Kasa.
Okay, Auntie B, so we are involved. Ewa wubane sa woko class ko huni a woya. No na wube hunu ni a woye. Ene ni a wonsu betimi ya aboa. So wa anko ho a wube yada ko huni a wo moye. Na wonsu ni a wubetimi no. Waka say, oh, metimi nti background check. Edi na menye. Omo call ye no omo anhye da amfre omo. Omo ye involved wo saa de mu no omo hu se eye. Omo nso de omo hu bewura mu no omo ye sa. Nti ye parents ne say who call on wako huni a ye no. And no na won so talent and ya media ma beka say, hey, minsu metimi aboa ha de na menye. The home mre wo ho no so ya kire wa ma wa ye medase.
Thank you, Mama. I think I saw a hand up from the bell voice.
Hi, sorry, it's Sapuna. I was just going to clarify that parent involvement doesn't always necessarily mean physically being present. It's about supporting your child at home, learning what materials they're supposed to be studying, like what Bible verses are they assigned to, things like that. So yes, to a certain degree, you have to be present to at least kind of know what is happening. But the involvement part comes in when you're done with your shift and you come home and you see your child has a memory verse they have to do, or they have, a progressive class project that they have to do. That's where my understanding is that's where you get involved. So knowing what they have to do, but also being physically present, and then also supporting them, either getting down and dirty with them and building this craft, or, finding ways to memorize, creating cue cards for them. I think that's the goal there with parental involvement, at least from my understanding. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen again. Yeah, so the overall one Bible verse I want to end tonight with is this text that says, "But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord," right? You see that in Joshua 24, verse 15. So it's our prayer that as leadership here, we're praying that this is the commitment of every child, every parent, as they seek to lead their child to Christ, in making sure that their child, their entire household, has an opportunity to serve the Lord because they're dedicated to lead them to Christ. Amen.